Hey everyone, and welcome to our Cyber Monday Stream and Shop 11 a.m. session here at Linda's.
Yeah, we are so excited today about what we're going to do.
We are. Today is going to be a lot of fun just by telling what's behind us. A little bit of a sneak peek, hint, hint. We've got some really big and exciting news to share with you. We're super duper thrilled for our special guest that's going to be on with us. She's got some big news.
Yeah, she does.
And it's going to be really, really fun. Before we get started here at Stream and Shop, please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you're watching us on YouTube, that's going to be right down at that bottom right-hand corner. If you're watching us on Facebook, Instagram, or even on our very own website, please make sure you're following, liking, and subscribing to the newsletter on our website as well.
Exactly, because that's the only way you're going to stay up to date.
You got to stay up to date with everything here at Linda's.
Exactly, because we're just dropping stuff constantly.
All the time.
Daily.
It's the best.
So you definitely
sometimes hard to keep up with, but we're fine. Everything's fine here at Linda's.
Exactly. Well, we hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, fun Black Friday. We had fun doing some streaming shops, and we're super excited for Cyber Monday and to have the special guests coming on soon.
Yes.
But before we do that, let's tell them about the streaming shop, the specials that are still good through the end of today. They still have time to get in on those specials.
Yes. So a little bit about Stream and Shop, kind of just the brief Cliff Note version, because we've been going over it a lot the last few days.
Cliff Note.
We're going to showcase a different suite of products today for you. I'm giving you more of an up close and personal vibe with them. You can ask questions in the comments. We will see those, or our studio audience will let us know about them. And we can get those questions answered for you live. So you can have all of your questions answered. It's a lot of question and answer. A lot of question and answer.
And then we also have a 3 o'clock one, so don't forget to mark your calendars, set your timer, because Corey's doing a whole other new system at 3 o'clock today.
Yeah, it's new. It's New Things Monday.
Yeah, New Things Monday.
New Things Monday here. Also, for the remainder of today, December 2nd, Cyber Monday, we are still doing 30% off the entire website at lindas.com. So 30% off site-wide at lindas.com for the Cyber Monday sale.
Yep.
And going into that,
it ends today though, 11:59.
Ends today. If you spend $50 or more, you get an automatic door prize into your package. It is a random amount. There's a cluster on the screen right now. It could be one, it could be multiple. It all depends on the level of your spending.
Exactly. So when you get your package, if you see something in there, you got that surprise.
It's a good surprise there. Another great thing that's happening here. This is a big one. This one's something we've never done before. We've done door prizes before. We've never done anything like this before.
Sponsors to do it. So
yes.
That's awesome.
So also happening this Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, last day for entries.
You still get a chance.
Every $50 that you spend, you get an entry into our giveaway. So
let's do the math for them.
So if you spend $50, that's one entry. You spend $200, that's 4 entries.
Exactly.
You can spend more than that. I will go ahead. I will sit here and wait. Spend as much money as you want. I'll put the entries in. Trust me.
And there you go.
We'll be doing the drawing in a couple of weeks for this giveaway.
Yeah.
What's really amazing is the grand prize, first place, is going to be a Tula Pink M3 Mini Aliso iron, Quilter Select gear, a Famore rotary cutter. So that's a really cool basket. Second place is going to be, and I'm going to say it every single time, a full roll, 96 inches wide, 30-yard roll of batting. So that's amazing. Third place is going to be the KISS system, which I'm going to talk about at 3 p.m. So you want to make sure you tune in for that, because this system is cool, guys.
Yeah, it definitely lets you start quilting on your sewing machine. You don't have to.
You can't tell them too much.
A secret. You stay tuned.
You definitely want to show for that. Fourth place is going to be a package of the Tuscany cotton wool and the new batting scissors that we talked about yesterday with Brent from Famore. Saturday.
You haven't gone home
all
yet,
the days are blending. I haven't been home at all, folks. If you didn't get a chance to watch that stream and shop, it was very informative. Brent really knows his stuff about scissors. So definitely hop back on our YouTube channel and you can rewatch that.
Yeah. That's what I love about all of our videos, is that even if we're live and we're answering questions for you, doing all that stuff, it's recorded. It's there for you down the road.
Yes, exactly. And then fifth place is going to be a suite of the Aurifil threads, and then a charm pack and a mini charm pack from Moda.
Awesome.
Super duper cool.
We went through that really quick. We'll make sure we thank our sponsors really quick, and then before we get started, let's see if we have any questions.
We do. So we want to thank all of our sponsors: Elisa, Famore, Pauline's Quilters World, Moda, Quilter Select, and Hobbs. As well as Linda's. We want to thank ourselves for putting all this together for you. So big thank you to the sponsors for that.
Yep.
Super duper cool. All right. And I think we already have a question.
Awesome.
What's up? Daryl?
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
What's the difference between the new Hobbs 80/20 and the upcoming Linda's bag?
Oh, very good question. This one's going to come from Lynn Quilts on YouTube. What is the difference between the Hobbs 80/20 and the new deluxe cotton poly from Linda's?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is, I mean, the 80/20 is an amazing batting, right?
Yes.
It's a staple that's been out there for years and years.
Correct.
And, you know, we're obviously going to continue carrying that because it's a great batting. We just had customers that were wanting something just a little bit thicker, have a little bit more loft. So it doesn't weigh much more, just a little bit. It's more of that loft. So if you're looking to get that extra loft in that quilt, but still have the consistency close to the 80/20, this is the batting.
The deluxe cotton poly is for you.
You're going to want both of them in your arsenal. Let's be fair, right?
You want all
There's
the
going to be
battings.
customers that are going to really want that thinner layer, and that's that your 80/20. And there's some that are just going to want a little more loft, and that's where that the new deluxe is going to come in.
Yes. So we're super duper excited about that.
Yep.
That deluxe cotton poly is available on our website right now, lindas.com. Should be on the front page if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah.
I'm available for pre-order. We'll be shipping late January.
And what's awesome about it is that you're going to get that 30% off right now.
Yeah.
We can't promise you that in January by any means.
And the free shipping right now.
And the free shipping.
And I can't promise that in January.
Yeah, everything changes.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely go over there and pre-order, and it'll be delivered to you at the end of January.
Yes, super duper exciting about that.
Okay.
And then we do have another question. This is going to be a question that we're going to have to ask Brent, but do we think that he's going to be coming out with a left-handed batting scissor? We will need to speak with him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be right now.
No, I don't think it'll be anytime soon.
It definitely won't be right now in the next, 6 months or so, but it's something that we might be able to look into.
Yeah. So. And then Lynn's asking about fiber content. So the fiber content for the deluxe cotton poly is a cotton and poly blend.
Yeah, it's a cotton poly blend.
Yes, on those two for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's going to wrap up our questions to get started.
Yes.
And then we've got some big things coming your way. I think that we just wanted to get past all the house cleaning stuff.
Exactly. So let's introduce our guest. So you know her best.
I got it. Okay. I will begin introductions.
Okay.
So our special guest today is going to be Brooke Veal of Starrted Quilting. If you've watched a majority of my videos, she's been popping in recently with me. We are really, really good friends. If you haven't had a chance to listen to her on my podcast, Corey's Cast, she sat down with me and went through kind of her whole journey from PA to Piecer.
There we go.
And it's been an amazing journey, and she is here to showcase something quite phenomenal. I am super duper proud of her as one of my best friends. This is a big deal, and I'm so happy that we were able to help her do it here.
And to be a partner with her, right? And continue partner moving forward on any new upcoming things.
Hint, there's always upcoming things here.
All right, so with further ado, Brooke, you want to come on?
Come on in, Brooke.
My very first live.
You get to do the live rite of passage.
There you go. And I am going to pass the torch.
Okay.
She's going to mic you up, and we'll be good to go. All right, bye, Mom.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
I was trying to wave. We have video proof of that.
Everything's fine. We were doing
fine.
so
I'm
well.
so sorry.
All right. Hi, Brooke.
Hi, Corey.
How are you?
I'm so excited.
How
are you?
I am good. This is an exciting day for sure. We've got a lot to talk about.
We do.
Okay. So what do you want to announce to us today here on Stream and Shop?
I have my very first paper piece design that will be sold exclusively at Linda's. I'm so excited.
This is super duper exciting, y'all. So to give you an idea, the bigger version of the design that we're talking about today is right behind us. This is a to-come. It's currently in testing phase right now. This pattern is called Startup. Startup is with 2 R's. That's the only way you can spell star.
Yes,
with 2
it's a
R's.
family name. So
it's the only way to do it
the
here.
correct spelling for us, so.
That's the way to do it. It is on your screen right now. The paper piecing must-haves. You can scan that QR code, and that will take you to the website, and the pattern is there available to purchase, and it will be shipped out to you. Brooke does her patterns quite well. I've tested this one along with a few that will be coming out. So hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You want to stay signed up for that newsletter so you can know when those things are coming. But I just want to jump right into Startup. I want to know what makes it different, and I want to show the people what they need to make this happen, because it's an incredible pattern, especially to get started. I wish Mom was still here so she could show you hers, but we have it, right? We've got it. Okay.
We've got it.
All right, so we're going to go overhead, and we're going to take a look at the smaller version. So this is the one that is available right now for sale. This is a 20 by 20.
Correct.
And this one, again, is called Startup. Brooke, talk to us about how Startup came about, just a quick version.
So I love to paper piece, and I love to teach. And I wanted to come up with a pattern that I could use to teach people how to paper piece, but also that I kind of like the look of.
Yeah. No, I really like the look of this one. Now, when Mom was learning how to paper piece, because this was the first one that she learned on.
We had that here.
We have it, yes, of course, we have that.
So this is her very first paper piece.
So, and you can see the difference in how the designs come together. Brooks was done with multiple different rainbow effects. Mom's was done using some of this tree fabric, and then she used these neutral. It's really fun.
I love the print in this one.
Don't you love this?
Yes.
Isn't this one cool? But it's amazing how it gets different looks. Yeah, show the next one.
So here's another one with print, just to kind of show you. Of course, I stuck with the rainbow again because I can't help it.
Super duper cool. Oh, look at that.
I love
that is so much fun. I love the prints on these. So this is super duper exciting. Again, this is a new pattern that is available exclusively at lyndas.com. It is called Starrted. And it is absolutely incredible. And it's so cool. And it is Diana approved. And that takes a lot from a piecing standpoint, because Mom has never pieced, really paper piece, excuse me. She has pieced. Yeah. She's glaring at me from behind the camera, folks. She has pieced before, but she has never paper pieced, and this was the first one that she did. And I can tell you that she was very confident after I taught her the Brooke way of doing things.
Oh, I love that.
And getting through it. And I think it's a great beginner pattern. If you've ever been kind of afraid of getting into paper piecing, Startup is the way to go. It's the perfect starting point.
I think paper piecing feels backwards to a lot of people.
Yeah.
The angles kind of go weird, and maybe you tried once and you had one fabric that was too short and you had a hole in it. I mean, it's happened to all of us, right?
Yeah, I still have one in the closet.
I'm hoping with this one we can get rid of all that and just once you get going, it's just 6 steps. You just do over and over and over again. So you can totally do this.
So like this one is mine. I've done a bunch of montages of fabrics on mine where we had sorry. Brooke has a way about the colors. Yes. This one is mine. I did mine with a montage of grunge and Stonehenge, different colors here. And then I had mine quilted.
And this is your first finished paper piece
project. That is my first finished paper piecing project.
Look at the back, y'all.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me flip it over so they can see the back.
We can't.
It's a great backing.
We got to have a moment with that.
And then this is Brooke's finished one as well, with the quilting on there. Same back.
It's that amazing. I saw it on his. I'm like, yep, got to use that.
Absolutely incredible on these. We absolutely love these. Another great thing that can be done with these is it's not only, you sometimes you see a 20 by 20 and you go, what am I really going to use a 20 by 20 for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a great one, just starter, but 2, it's a great wall hanging. It can be a great pillow. You could turn this into a thing. Oh, a bag.
I have a jacket in the plans.
Look at that.
I mean,
so many different things.
So many different things
can happen with this. Okay, I want to go overhead and I want you to break out the pattern and I want to show everyone what comes in it, because this is fun.
This is so much
fun. This is fun. I'm going to move this, and then I want you to show the people.
Oh my goodness, y'all! I'm so excited. Okay, so this is the pattern, and then I'll let you pull that out.
Oh, you want me to pull that out? Okay, I will do that. So this is that pattern. It has some amazing instructions right on the front of it, just like right here. And then Brooke's going to walk us through all about it.
Right. And then right here, it just has the fabric requirements, which we'll go over when we do it together.
Yeah.
And then I've got a couple of QR codes. The first one is just goes to my stuff with Starlane. And then this other one is like, if you're new to paper piecing, it's no problem. We've got your back. You just go to this QR code and you'll get a video of you and me.
Correct.
Going like step by step through the paper piecing.
Yeah.
And there are some features that we'll go through when we do it. And then on the back of this is just your assembly guide.
Okay.
And then, of course, the papers. And one thing, I tried to do stuff that I thought would be helpful, especially to new. Now, it's a lot of fun if you're already paper piecing. I've had, obviously, you see how many I've already done. I'm having a blast doing it and trying new and different things. But if you are new, I tried to put in a few things to help.
Okay.
And one of the things is on each cutting paper, there's a little grid here that tells you what part of the quilt you're working on. So this is a picture from, if you're looking at your quilt top, exactly where you are. So if you want to try those different prints or, different colors and whatever, you'll know that these.
It's a great way not to get lost.
Yes, and I think it helps.
And I also want to talk about the fact that when this pattern that you're selling here at Lynda's is this nice thinner paper. Talk to us about how this is a little bit better as opposed to standard printer paper when you're paper piecing.
I had to go with a thinner newspaper print, and the reason for that is it just handles really nice. But the big thing for me is it's easier to tear away at the end because you got to get that. You don't want to quilt with paper in it. So you got to take all that off.
We've had tear away parties before. So for this, just it's nice.
And even with this big one that I literally finished last night, it took me at tops 15 minutes to pull all the papers off.
Oh, wow.
It was the one thing I didn't time. I always time myself, like, how long does it take me to make this or do this? I don't know why. I do that. I did not time that.
Cool.
But I think it was like 10, but at the most 15.
Wow.
So it just tears away much better.
That's awesome.
Just easier.
Now, what's also really cool about this is the fabric requirements. They're not too hefty on this. So let's talk fabric requirements real quick.
So on the first one, all you need is 10 10-inch squares. So if you got a layer cake at home, you can use that. Or if you just have different fabrics around, it's all you need to secure is a 10-inch square. And then there's 2 neutrals that you need half a yard of.
Okay. So even on those 10-inch squares, I could go for a fat quarter.
Oh, that's what I did.
Yeah, I mean, that's what
it's
I did.
It's easier for some reason.
That's fine.
It's a little, but then you can do more.
But one of the benefits of going with a fat quarter, especially here at lindis.com, a lot of people don't know this. We're one of the very few retailers that sells fat quarters individually online.
See, that's so wonderful because you really are.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just, you don't want to get half a yard.
Sometimes that's just what you need.
It's just all that you need. So I actually they have all of the grunges. Did I see in a video like 250?
Yeah.
250 grunges. I'm a grunge lover to like the inner part of my soul. I mean, everyone here knows that. They've picked up on that because I keep going in and buying new rainbows so that I can keep doing these. But they kind of started with that as far as the 45s. Yeah. And now, guys, they've got like Stonehenge. I got that. They have ombre. I got that.
You like the glisten? That's new.
The new glisten. Mm-hmm. That's my couch right now is just rainbow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And that QR code that's on your screen right now, that takes you to the paper piecing must-have section of the website. At the very top of that collection, there's an option that will take you straight to the fat quarters, so you can see all of the grunge fat quarters that we have available for you.
Oh, nice.
So I tried to make it as easy as possible, so you could definitely see everything that you needed at that point.
We like that.
Which is super duper great. So let's go back overhead, and we are going to talk through, where do we start? How do we start? Two S's.
We're going to
two
start
R's.
with 2s. Yeah.
Where are we going to go? How are we going to do this?
Let's go through what we need.
Okay.
We've got it on a great page, so it makes it real easy. But let's just go through them real quick, and we'll kind of. Can we just real quick? I'm so sorry. This also comes in the pattern that we'll talk about in just a second. And the first 12, I snuck in this.
I'm a star sticker. Look at it. Did you get me one of these?
I did. I brought you one because I thought you should be a star. You are a star.
This is super cool. So you have that. Okay. So what are some other things that we might need, or some good, this would be nice to have? I call them the must-haves.
Let's do the must-haves.
And then
we'll do the might be nice.
Okay.
Let's do it. For me, if you're quilting anything, you got to start with a rotary cutter.
A good rotary cutter.
A good one.
Yeah.
This one, y'all haven't had all that long. It's been a few months.
No, we've had it for a little bit, and then it had to go out because it went crazy. People were so excited.
Here's what happened. I'm so sorry we didn't get it on video, but I come in one day and we're getting ready for a video, and Corey's like, "You got to get one of these," and I'm like, "Corey,
I don't need another rotary cutter."
I don't. Do you know how many rotary cutters? And they're like color coded by.
She's got a few.
There's rotary cutters everywhere. So I'm like, I don't need that. And then I did it once and bought it immediately.
Well, you bought 2 actually. Everything's fine.
I'm sorry if Chris is watching. That's my husband. Okay. But it's got a ball bearing in it.
Correct.
And so it just it propels itself.
Yeah.
And just as a side note, if you have arthritis, this is much easier on your hands and your wrists and your elbows.
I love it.
Just love it. Okay, so you have to have one of these.
Okay.
And then the next thing is the add a quarter ruler. Okay. It's gonna magically appear.
It will magically appear.
My little
your
board.
Tray of notions will magically appear.
Get her on there. So you want to get an add a quarter ruler. Now I like to use this over just using my 1/4 inch markings on a normal ruler because it's got a lip on it. And when you're folding that paper and you've got a folding card, look at that. It just locks right in.
Oh, so love it.
Nothing sliding around. You don't have to be looking really close. Exactly where it lines up. You just click it and click it and cut it.
Can I steal your attention for just 1 second?
I wish you would.
Just want to let you know. Someone commented on YouTube.
Oh no. Please be kind.
Someone has already bought your pattern. I just wanted your live reaction.
The very first one. Thank you. That's so fun.
I just needed to get your live reaction.
Oh, that's
on that.
so fun.
All right, you can keep going back to what we need. Did I lose you?
I mean,
At a quarter.
we
That's
can
where we're at.
we can always come back around, can't we? And then on the smaller ones, sometimes it's nice just to have this is just a smaller at a quarter ruler.
Yes.
Okay, now a folding card.
Okay.
It's you'll see when we show you, you just fold the papers on the line, and having a card there is obviously much easier than like trying to fidget down and
100%.
fold that line.
Yeah.
So I've included one in there for you. It's got my code on there. It's got our code to get to the videos. It's got like a mnemonic because, I went to medical school and we do a lot of mnemonics. So I have one of those just on the back here to like, if you're doing it and you kind of get lost.
Yeah.
You just look down. Okay, what's the last thing I did? And the reminder is right there for you.
Perfect.
So I try to get all of that on the card. I also, I'm going to be honest. I've only cut myself with a rotary cutter once.
Okay.
And it was because I wasn't using the right tools for the job. Like you think this is real handy when you're locking in on papers, but you might think, hey, I'll just trim my unit up with that. No, because it has nothing keeping it in place. It's just sliding all over the paper and you may get cut. So you don't want to do that. So this is the ruler that I've landed on that I really like, as you've noticed at the house.
Yes, and I had to get a bajillion of these too, so thank you.
Yeah, you used it once. That's what happened to me. I used it at Cindy's. I sat down and ordered it. Same thing. You used it over at my house not a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And just sat down and
it was done the second I did it.
It's got this coating on the back where it doesn't slide.
Mm-hmm.
And that helps a lot, obviously, when you're cutting around. So I use this ruler. I really like this 6x12.
Okay, so this is the Quilter Select ruler. We do have that on that must-have section and on your QR code that we have available on the website. So that, again, that QR code is going to take you directly where you can see the pattern along with all of these amazing must-haves that you need for paper piecing.
Yes.
Okay. What are a few other niceties, and then we're going to hop into
Well, this
the
is a
pattern.
must-have also.
Okay.
Got to get some good thread.
Okay.
You may not think thread makes that big of a difference, but I assure you it does. A good RFL thread is what I like to use. A 50 works really well, but an 80 is like butter. It's so nice.
Yes.
So, and I think you said y'all are getting some of these in.
Yes. So that is a little of that kind of another sneak peek of things happening here at Linda's. We will be getting the 80 weight ore fill in soon. Currently, you can use the 50 weight. The 50 weight still works wonderfully. Yes. That 80 weight just takes it a little bit lower to get, especially when you're bringing a bunch of seams together.
Right.
It's going to bring that down. I did have a question here that I do want to get answered from Glenna. It says, were there two sizes of the rotary cutter that we showed? We have the 45 millimeter here at Linda's. The Famore one is offered in actually 3 different sizes. The 45 is the one that we kind of went on for this handle that we like a lot. Yeah. Also in that is where is the link for Linda's scissors and rotary blades to be sharpened. If you reach out to our customer service team, which is Summer, we love her to death. If you reach out to her, there is a contact us form at the bottom of our website. She can get you the link to Famore and they can get you all that information when it comes to the sharpening service that they offer, which is super duper great. Okay. All right. What are the few other last things?
Just a few little things.
Yeah.
I just got this off of Amazon. It's just a Scotch double-sided tape. And that helps with that first piece of fabric on each unit. We're going to show you how we do all of this.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. We have started using this glue in some of the seams, and it's working really, really well. So now I've gotten pretty attached to it, and I think y'all are carrying this now too. We've got
it. So this is the Roxanne glue based it, and this is also in that paper piecing must-have catalog. This has a little needle on it that you can squeeze directly in right in between that 1/4 inch seam allowance to get those points absolutely perfect. So we definitely recommend having that as well. Last few things, again, seam ripper. Gotta have Jack, unfortunately.
Jack the Ripper.
You've got to have him sometimes.
Got it sometimes. And really, just a few clips and maybe a few
clips.
I don't use these much anymore. I'm going to be honest, since we've started the glue.
But the clips and the pins are still, a nice thing to have. Even if you don't have the glue, this is a good way around that.
That's correct.
And then last but not least, you want a good cutting mat. We like the Quilter Select portable cutting mat and wool pressing mat on the other side. We always have to show this.
We got to slide over.
We've always got to show this. So if you just flip that bad boy, boom, pressing that.
Done.
Look at that. You can't beat that.
So with that, also we have an iron.
Yes. Oh yeah, and an iron.
And just a little thing on these patterns, the ink on all of them can transfer some with the heat of the iron. And so one thing that I have picked up doing actually from my mother-in-law is I just get a cheesecloth and put it over. And that way, when you're ironing down on that print, it doesn't transfer into your wool mat.
See, I always wondered what you use the cheesecloth for.
Yeah, that's really for all paper piecing. Is
all
like
paper
that.
piecing. Can you talk about one more thing? You had showed temporarily. Can we talk about this one more time? That little graphic, because I don't see that very often.
Right. That was one of the things that I really wanted to add. But we have one cutting sheet and it's got 2 units.
Yeah.
And then if you're looking at your quilt top, this tells you which 2 units you're looking at. So like I said, if you're not, we love the rainbow, but if you want to do something else, we love that too.
Of course.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
So you can just, pick which papers you want, by what piece you want to work on.
Yeah.
And it just get that one sheet of paper, do those units.
And do the thing, and do the
next
whole thing.
one. Yeah.
I do want to welcome everyone that is joining us. If you are just now joining us, I've got my special guest, Brooke Veal, here from Starrted Quilting. She has announced her very first pattern with us here at Linda's exclusively. It is called Startup, and she is taking us through how wonderful it is. This is available on our website right now. And one thing I forgot to mention, we have said site-wide is 30% off. So do you know what that means?
Is the pattern
the
30?
The pattern is 30% off too.
Wow.
You need to swing over to Linda's and pick it up now.
Yes.
That's going to be done tomorrow.
Oh, that's exciting.
I mean, the pattern's still at a great price, but 30% off. I mean,
you can't
say
beat that.
less. Yeah.
Say,
you add a few of the must-haves, you're at free shipping. Say less.
Yes. What's free shipping?
Over 29.
Oh. Get the glue.
Yeah, you might as well get 2 patterns since they're on sale.
I support that.
I know you would.
I agree with that plan. Approved.
So let's talk. Let's start a unit.
Let's do it.
Can we do it? I didn't know if that was factored in for the day.
We can do that.
Okay, say less.
Always do that.
All right. Do we get to? Can we just whatever one you want to do? Is there a specific color that you want to do?
Let's do this one because it's my Starlane color.
Sold.
Just for the demonstration, I did draw on the back the units. So it's just
oh, that's really nice of you.
And I did that just so that we could see better on camera what we're looking at.
Correct.
We're just going to make this angle thing so much easier.
Correct. So they do just come like this, no drawing on the back.
Correct.
Just to reiterate, Brooke has that drawing on, so just so you as a viewer have a better viewpoint of what we're talking about.
And actually, when I was starting, I would get like a sheet like this and tape it up to the window and use the sunlight, like this and trace it that way to help if you're having trouble with that. With the angles and stuff, that will help.
And another cool thing, if you have a light box,
light box,
either like the daylight wafer or the Caterpillar, that kind of gives you that same idea.
Right, well. And then you don't even have to trace it.
Exactly.
You can see it, and then you can cut. I don't understand the technology behind that, but you're on a light and there's a cutting board and you just cut right on it, and it's kind of genius.
It doesn't get
That's
better
my
than
new
that.
favorite toy.
All right, well, let's cut this unit apart and let's get going on this. We're going to flip our Quilter Select reversible mat over.
All right, now this is kind of a me thing. I don't want my blades to go dull quickly, and when you're cutting through paper, they're gonna go dull quickly.
Yeah.
So I either get different colors of handles, or this one we've just marked with a ribbon, so that we know this is getting on the dull side, and we're gonna use that for paper and save this one for the fabric.
Okay.
That's just a
little you thing.
Just a little me thing.
That's why you bought 2 rotary cutters.
That's exactly it.
But we're not telling Chris that. Hi, Chris.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of cut around. You don't want to cut on the cut lines yet. Just kind of, get the excess paper away.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and get that one. Okay. And then let's start with this one. There's just 3 pieces, so it's a little bit easier.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is here is my fabric.
Oh, so
I just got 10-inch squares of everything. And on these, the colors are indicating what colors I use. So if you want to do the rainbow, those colors are here for you. One thing that I've been doing with them, if you want to change the colors, I just get some colored pencils and I color in the rest. So instead of using the star, you could just color in those areas so that you get everything in the right place.
Yeah, or if you're wanting to have a different colorway, like how mom did hers.
Right.
She wrote down the name of the colors
Sure.
on hers. So that way it was easier to follow.
Right.
Because when she saw these and then she tried to do this, she went, huh.
Right. The pattern has to be a mirror image, right? Because we're working from the back. So that's why I wanted to add those little graphics of the front of the quilt.
Perfect.
Okay, so on this one, we need gray and the teal.
Okay.
So I'm going to grab.
And while you're grabbing those, again, guys, if you're joining us here at Stream and Shop, I've got Brooke here. She's showing us off her new pattern called Startup. It is available on our website exclusively, lindas.com. You've got the QR code on your screen right now to scan to go towards to get it. Go ahead.
Okay, so a little bit more orientation, I should say. We have the colors. The letters tell you what unit you're working on. So they'll all be the same on this one thing. And then the numbers just tell you what order to go in.
Okay.
You start with one and go up. We can do that.
Some of us
you just got to know how to count and trace, basically.
All right, so that's
and you
half
have
the battle. All right.
So on the very first piece is different than all the rest of them in that you want your fabric to be happy side down, good side down. And this is where the tape comes in. Pro tip though, do not put the tape directly on the fabric. You'll never get it off. But if you just put it here on the paper, then you can, thank you.
You're welcome.
See, very mindful. Then you can just put it on there and it holds enough. If you, you know what? I really wanted it to be here. You can just pick it up and move it and it holds it for as long as we need it to.
Perfect.
But then when it's time to tear papers, you can just pull it right off. I used to do like a little dab of glue. And on those quilts, until you wash them, there's a little piece of paper on every first unit. So this is much cleaner to do it this way.
Awesome.
Now, when you're lining up your fabric, this is my best. We're getting into the best stuff right here. When you're lining up your fabric, just notice that we need to be around the dotted line is the cut line by a little bit. You want to give it a little extra room. And here is where we're going to do the seam. So you got to have at least 1/4 inch on the other side.
Okay.
I pat it just a little bit.
Okay.
And then you can just piece one, done.
Piece one and done.
Piece one and done.
Love it.
Now from here on out, I always do that. And then I make sure to turn all my fabrics right side up so that we don't get the wrong sides of fabric. So that I had 10 folding cards up here only moments ago.
Everything's okay. Everything's fine.
Right okay, so you're going to take your card and you're just going to line it up on that fold line. I'm missing my mark.
No, you're fine. I'm pushing it just a little bit more.
Oh, I see.
So you're good.
There's a key. Okay. So you're just going to line it up there, fold it over. And then we're going to get our add 1/4 ruler. And like I said, it's just going to lock into place.
Perfect.
And then we're just going to give that the old trim.
Beautiful.
All right.
Now, I do have one question that we have on Instagram. Someone wanted to know why do you have stars on every single piece? Is there a reasoning? You can give a brief synopsis of it and then just talk about the coloring of it as well.
So my Nana taught me to quilt.
Yeah.
And her last name was Star. My grandfather built most of the houses on the street, so the street was named after him. So that's where that's my company, Star Lane. And I just thought it would be fun. These are your color codes, but the reason I used stars is because it's all stars all the time.
It's a family thing.
It's a family.
And it's your pattern.
And it's my pattern. So.
And that's incredible. I did have one other question on Instagram about thermore batting. Is that the thinnest polyester that we offer? And yes, the thermore batting is the thinnest one that we have available at Linda's. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so now we know that we need the teal. So we're going to pull that in. And here's, again, we need it to be 1/4 inch above that. And we want to make sure that we have enough fabric to clear the cut lines as well as down here. So you just kind of want 1/4 inch, do a little bit more, like 1/2 inch all the way around. There's plenty.
Okay.
So when you're, like I said, when you're looking at a light box, you can see that drawn very easily. But yeah, see, now we can see it better on camera too. So that's what we're looking at. I'm looking to clear the fabric around those lines for that one piece.
And I remember, if you're just joining us, Brooke has these traced for us as a visual online. You're going to have a blank sheet and she's just teaching you. You want to make sure you have plenty of room around that piece before you cut your fabric.
Exactly. So again, we're going to use that add 1/4 ruler
You just can't beat that Famore rotary cutter.
It's so
the
good.
best. You
I just ran
that was
off the
hanging
edge.
off there, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Everything's fine.
Okay, so then we're going to take it to the machine.
Okay.
And what I tend to transfer it like this, and then I open the paper, and you're just going to sew on the line. Now, another thing that I added to my patterns are extended sew lines.
Okay.
So usually on paper piecing, they stop where they're going to stop on the front, but you need those seams to go a little bit further so that, when you're pulling papers and doing all that, you don't stress those seams and they start to open up.
Right.
So the solid lines that you see are my recommendation on exactly where to start and stop your stitching.
Fantastic.
When you take it to the machine, you want to use a shorter stitch. And the reason you want to do that is when you pull the papers,
No, you're good.
I'm not ever going to be standing in the right place. I think we should just acknowledge that.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. When you go to tear off your papers at the end, it's stressing those seams.
Right.
So with a tighter stitch, those seams are more stable. But also now you've perforated the paper,
right?
Like a lot more. So it just tears. We got to get I see that I'm saying a lot that it's easier to tear off the papers. That seems to be very important.
It is. People are saying the same thing. Some lady said she's working on one right now, tearing off paper. So she appreciates.
Yeah, you do it with regular like printer paper, and it's almost
takes a little bit more time.
It takes more time. So
can I sew the line?
This is all you.
Yay. Okay. So like she said, you're gonna have that folded over. I'm gonna take that folded piece section over to the machine. I will open up the paper, and then I am going to do my stitching. So we're gonna do just a second. And Brooke, you are on the camera. People are watching you.
What am I gonna? I'm gonna try to stand in the right place. Man.
So I've got my stitch down to a 1.6. Oh, actually, no, that's about 1.2. That's a little tight. I'm going to do a 1.6 on that. And I'm just going to stitch all the way down that line. And when we come back over, you'll get a true visual of what she means from literally point to point. So we're going to come back over here, and then I'm going to switch us to go overhead, and then she's going to take a look.
And so we've got the seam just right there. And then we're going to open it up.
Okay.
All right, and then we need the iron.
We need the iron, and we're going to flip our mat over.
And just give that just a little quick press.
Oh, you're going to let me do it. Oh,
these little irons are so good.
Look at me. Woohoo.
And they work really well with this size board.
And that's in the grand prize drawing. Spending $50 or more, you can get raffled in.
When you were
giveaway in, not raffled in.
The big one?
Yeah, the big basket.
Perfect for paper piecing.
Oh, yeah.
Like you have all the things that you need there.
Yes.
So that would be amazing.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're just going to do the same thing.
Okay.
We're just going to flip it.
Flip it. And do the things.
We're going to do the things. We're going to straighten up the board a little bit. And then we're going to fold back, right?
Yep.
We're going to get that add a quarter ruler, give it a cut. And then here we need gray again. Remember, except for that first piece, always we want that right side up.
Uh-huh. Did I ever tell you what I told my mom about the paper piecing joke?
Oh yes, but you have to tell the people. I have
to tell the people.
The people need to know.
So when Mom was learning how to do paper piecing on her very first startup right here, it's so stinky. I'm so proud of her. This is
I am
so
too.
Good.
It's so good. I love the trees.
I know, it's so good. When she was learning, she was like, Corey, when does it go up, down? With the she was about ready to flip the table.
Oh,
she doesn't
don't do
normally
that.
flip tables.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Unadvised.
And of course, I like to exaggerate, so I'm exaggerating, folks. But I said, when Brooke always taught me, your first fabric you don't want to see. So always think about it like your children, Mom. You don't want to see me. I'm your firstborn. You want to see everyone else after that, which is Ryan. No, I'm just kidding. My mom loves me. Equally, don't come for her in the comments. She loves Ryan and I. But you don't want to see that first one. That pretty side is face down. Mm-hmm. Everything else going forward for that unit will be face up.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I just like to give her a hard time. She's over there like, oh gosh.
She's having a hard time.
I know. All right. So let's go into our next piece.
Okay. So now this is the best tip that I've got for paper piecing. Don't try to line stuff up, trying to make it look right here. You want to keep your paper folded back.
Okay.
And then again, I'm making sure that I have enough fabric all the way around, right?
Yep. Oh, where's your card? You got to put the card back in so it locks on for the people.
That's what people need it.
The people need the card.
Oh,
It comes with it in the pattern. You got to have that.
And then we'll just cut that. And then we'll give that to Corey
Yay!
and take it over to the sewing machine.
All right. And while I am doing that, I do have a question on Instagram for you.
Oh.
Someone asked when you are, does your iron need to have steam not on?
That's a very good question. You don't ever want to use steam with paper piecing because it'll shrink the paper. And so then when you start putting stuff together, it's not all going to go right because your pieces will be a little smaller.
Oh, I didn't know that it would really shrink the paper though.
Yeah.
Oh, have you tried it? Is that
Yeah.
why? One of those ask me how I know things?
Yes, ask me how I know. I've been doing this a while, so I've tried a lot of wrong things. And that also brings up, before I started with any of these, I starched these at home.
Oh, yes.
It has a nicer feel and you get a better kind of look at the end with paper piecing.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the next step?
We got to flip.
Oh, flip our nice.
We're doing that.
Quilter select mat.
And then we're going to open this up.
Is a good demonstration why this would be great at a retreat.
Yeah,
Yes.
this cutting mat would be incredible. Mom's saying it's a great demonstration of how this would be great at retreat. It's true. Look at that.
Unit's done.
Unit 1 done.
Unit's done.
It's incredible.
So then all we got to do, flip again. Yeah, I even got one. I have all the cutting boards and ironing mats, but I bought one so that I don't have to keep getting up. I can just. Okay, so here comes that Quilter Select ruler that I promised. Where is then? Oh, here's our paper.
Everything's fine. It's all good. Can I trim this one?
Yep.
Okay. So what we've got here is following those dotted lines. We're going to take our Quilter Select ruler. This is again the 6x12. That's just it's just a good overall ruler. They're all fantastic, but this is a good overall ruler. Now, one thing that you taught me that I was unaware of, and so I appreciate you teaching me this, was when you're cutting, you use that 1/4 inch off of that solid line.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're stitching or moving things around, that dotted line on the outside can have a little wave to it.
Right.
And we want to have a nice straight line. Right. So on that Quilter Select, we have those 1/4 inch marks right here. So we're lining that up along that solid line.
For me, it's easier to see to line up
than
trying to get it on a dotted line.
Yeah,
exactly. So
I'll grab my paper. Rotary, with that,
yep.
Just has the little bit more of a duller blade on that, and then oh my gosh, look! At
but
that.
Still, I mean,
you still can't beat it. And then you're just going to rotate this all the way around. Now, I did have a question on YouTube for you. Someone asked, each piece of paper is that the first fabric right side down? So that's
each unit. So like when we first trim them up into this is what I'm calling a unit. On the first one, so number 1 on every one of them, your fabric is going to be face down. And then 2 through whatever is on there, you're going to do right side up. So most of the time you get to look at the good stuff.
Number 1 is always down.
Number one is always down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is sad because people normally get rewarded for being number 1.
Well, you get rewarded because then it turns into that. It just really creates sharp lines. That's what I love about it.
Yes.
You know, when you're traditionally piecing, you have to like cut exactly on, or, you know, even little things can turn into big things once you get to a big quilt.
Yeah.
Right. But paper piecing, we can just cut as we go along.
Right.
And it comes out so perfect.
It's so beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Okay. So how fast do you think we can do this unit?
Well, we're
going to do this one fast, and I will answer questions while you're throwing this together.
Okay.
Okay. So another question that I have is, what kind of marking pens or pencils do you recommend to mark on fabric? So I really like the chalk pencils that we offer here at Linda's. They come in a 2-pack. And then we have the dual purpose marking pencil, and it has a vanishing purple edge on one side and then a permanent blue edge on the other. And then we also have all the stuff that we have. I recommend, that's why we have it. But we also have, Mom, what was the one? I'm looking at production. We showed it in our stocking stuffer stream and shop. It is the one from Sewline, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the new one. And the Sew Duo, and it has a pen, and then it has an erasable marker with it, which is really, really cool. So those are great for marking on fabric. I also like, there's 4. I also like the ultimate, you love the ultimate marking pencil too.
I do.
The ultimate marking pencil is a white chalk. It is the pounce. I'll stand out of your way.
Never mind.
It is the bounce powder compressed down into a pencil, and you can draw with it, and then it just irons right off of your fabric. So that's called the ultimate marking pencil. They're all absolutely incredible. So that's super duper fun. Jordan said, "Us poor firstborns."
Oh, Jordan.
Yeah, that's how it works. Let's see. And what am I seeing? We need. Yes, Gary. He's saying that he needs another one of the Femore rotary cutters for paper piecing.
Yes.
You have to have two. One for the dull wear blades, and then one for your sharp blades.
I'm just telling the people what I did.
You want me to cut the fabric?
Oh yes, this is not a machine I'm used to.
There's a cut button.
Do you have this down?
Oh yeah. There you go. Everything's fine.
That's the hardest part of the whole thing is trying to get the thread cut.
Brooke's flying through this just because I want to show you that tip that we kind of came across with the glue based it real quick.
Oh, let's do that on this next piece. Let's just give this just a
little press on
just
that.
a little something there.
And again, if you're just now joining us here at Stream and Shop Linda's Cyber Monday, we're having some amazing sales site-wide right now. 30% off site-wide for the paper piecing must-haves. Brooke is announcing her new pattern to us. This pattern is called Startup. We're super duper excited for her, and it has been through thorough testing.
We've
ladies and
tested
gentlemen.
it. I have the evidence.
Thorough testing. But what's really, really cool about hers, and I'm going to set this over you while you're cutting, so you can keep going.
All right.
She has wonderful instructions on how to make the units, how to combine the sections, which way to iron, how to finish it out. A great diagram that you can color in if you would like. And then some also other incredible things about paper piecing. Great beginner pattern. This is the 20 by 20 pattern that she is showing off to us here at Linda's, exclusively available here. We do have the 60 by 60 in production. It's currently in the final stages of testing. So make sure you are signed up for the newsletter. So the second that one comes out, you can get notified and you can purchase it as well, because it's cool. It's cool. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what we do with quilting on this one.
Oh.
On the big one. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Everything's going good. Everyone's saying everything's making they're learning.
Sense?
They're saying it makes perfect sense.
I love this. That's what I was shooting for.
Perfect sense for your starter pattern. Okay. Oh, talk about this. The sew lines, how you have them going a little bit further in.
Yeah, so this is where you really notice them. When we were doing the first unit, it just goes to edge. So that's pretty clear. But here, again, if you go just straight to that point and stop, you're going to have trouble with those seams kind of pulling, especially when you start pulling papers. That can put a lot of stress on it. So you want to go about 1/4 inch past those lines. Oh, yes. Now, some people, and this is just a personal choice, but some people, instead of going past it, they'll like do a little forward back. I don't personally like doing that because it bulks up the seam so much. Yeah. So once you sew across that, then it really
locks it down.
It locks it down.
And you are doing that much tighter stitch. We're at about 1.6, 1.8 on our stitch length here.
Yes.
So you're going to be locked down. You don't need to do that front and back motion.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just did something that I should have noted. When you're folding this back and you have seams that you've already done, you can just pull back and it'll look how it just easily rips through. And then you just keep on going. No
ripping of the seam. The paper's pulling through. I want to say hello to everyone that is joining us. Oh, hi, Auntie. My Auntie Gina is watching me.
Good.
And then Lynn on YouTube said, hey, Corey, change the inflection. The firstborn is down. I'm great. Appreciate that. Let's see. Savannah also said, I never know which lines I can stitch past and which ones I can't. Oh, that's why we've got
You'll really get the hang of it with this.
Yes.
Once you get through the
motion.
Once you just get into the schedule of it, and then when you pull up other paper piece patterns, you'll be like, oh yeah, I can totally see where. Yeah, I got that. No problem.
This is the way. This is the way.
Okay, so the new thing.
Uh-oh, we have a new thing?
Oh, we have a new thing.
Do I need to go back overhead?
You just told the people we had a new thing.
Oh, yes.
See, we got to keep he keeps me in the right, like, physical position. But then I'm going to bring it back around with the glue.
Okay.
Talk about from PA to piecer, this like syringe situation is the perfect way to go.
Okay.
Okay, so what I've done is I've done the first 3 pieces, and I've got the 4th one lined up. You just put like just a little. You don't want to put a lot, but just a little. I think if it gets a little clogged up, then you just stick a pin.
This is a great way to show it too.
I can't.
Yeah, I'll do it. I got you.
On the list of things you might need, readers. Those can be helpful.
Oh, they're overhead. They can't see what you just did.
Oh,
you gotta
this. We need this.
Always got to have candy.
Yes, okay, so we just stuck the pin Okay, and he's
So
got
you're
it.
just going to do a little dab right there in that 1/4 inch, and it's just a little tiny drop.
Yeah.
And what's great about this is, especially when you're working with long seams, like you've got some longer pieces, especially the 60 by 60 when it's available.
Really talk about this a lot.
Yeah, you really want to have that because that's going to help keep that nice and flat, especially when you transfer over to head to your machine.
Yeah. And then we're gonna, in just a minute, when we get this unit done, we can show like the best part of the glue to help line up stuff.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So, all right. So I've had
we are on piece 4 of 5, and we almost have that whole color done already.
Yay. So you can imagine if you're not talking through this like Brooke and I, well, we just like to talk, period. But if you're not talking through this, you can put this together quite fast. I want to say my mom and my grandma, because they both did one with me when they were testing.
Yeah.
It was, I want to say maybe 5 hours, Mom.
Yeah.
Maybe. And that was her first paper piecing
totally doable.
ever.
Yeah.
You know.
And it came out so beautiful.
Right? I thought it was beautiful.
One other tip, I don't know that I've ever told you this.
Oh gosh.
Is when you're working with white fabrics, especially, you don't want that darker fabric to sneak out where you can see it. It causes like this shadow on the front of it. So the light one can be longer, but the dark one can't. So I can see the light. Can't see the dark. That's how I remember it.
Yeah.
There's just a little tiny one there, and so I'll just go and just give it just a little trim there.
Oh, you should use your quilter select so you don't slide.
I really should.
Yeah,
he does not want me to.
I know things about you. And you
Well,
slide with other rulers.
I do.
And then I have to explain to Chris, and then that's a whole thing. Well, I do have video evidence though, so.
It's not my fault. Hashtag this wasn't on me. He'll understand.
Yeah, he'll understand.
Yeah. Okay, so then we're going to go back here.
Yep.
And flip that over. Look at that.
Look at the points.
It's so satisfying when you turn it around. It's my favorite part. Okay, we just got one more.
Okay.
And then we'll just do the same thing where we fold. Well, I gotta have it this way. Fold paper.
See, Jordan's our people. Jordan's on YouTube.
Jordan is our
says,
people.
Who can quilt without talking? That's crazy.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
That's valid.
Why would we want to do that?
Yeah, exactly. All right, so she is trimming away again with that 1/4 ruler. This is that start up pattern from Brookville, available exclusively at Linda's on our website right now. Hop over and grab it. Linda's.com. You want to grab it while it's on sale right now for the Cyber Monday sale that ends
for sure.
Today, December 2nd at 11:59 Central Time. So you definitely want to hop on. Grab 2, grab 3, grab a bunch. Brooke says I approve.
So you can also I'm trying to show when you have scrap fabric, it's very easy. Once you know what you're looking for, don't look at it this way. If it's fold back,
Always look at it folded
so
backwards.
this could be a scrap piece. It's got cut here, and you can just easily line it up now.
Yep. And then one more thing that I would like to mention one more time, if you're just now joining us, these are traced on the back for demonstration. Your paper will not have tracings on the back. We just wanted you to have a really good view on the camera. So that's how the top will look, and then the back will just be a solid piece.
But you can,
But you can definitely trace it up. You said hold it to the light. That's how you did it.
Yeah, that's how I used to do it.
Held it up to the light to see that. If you also have a light box, when you flip that paper over that postcard, you can see that reflection, basically. It's not reflection.
You can see the image showing through.
Yeah, the mirror image. There you go.
You don't need to trace it if you have that.
Yeah, so good. Either way. Thank you all so much for being with us. This is a super duper exciting day, and this pattern is incredible. We're coming to our final piece.
This is happening.
Oh, it's happening.
This is legitimately happening.
It is legitimately happening.
Okay. So then we're going to open that up, give it a press. And we got to trim it, but we've done a color now.
Yay!
Are you going to trim it?
Yeah, I'll trim it.
You seem to be ready to go.
Yes.
Here we are.
I've got the other rotary cutter that we've got here. We're going to line up our 1/4 inch mark on our ruler on the solid line all the way down.
It's been so much fun watching you take to this.
Well, it's been fun for me. You can ask Ray.
He can't be stopped. He just started this on that. Yes,
Yeah,
he can't be stopped, and it's so much fun watching that click.
Right.
Where he's like, oh, I can do that.
It really was one of those, I do like to learn things, and this has been an incredible journey to learn how to actually, I think, paper piece correctly. This has been the best way to do it. I really have fallen in love with it. My office has now been filled with fabrics, and I bought a new sewing machine because of it. And yeah, it's
just to express that excitement.
Yes,
right?
it's been incredible, and it's all because of you.
Oh.
So thank you. All right,
it's been fun to watch. So
I
now
want to show how to put these together.
we have to show
Okay,
how to put
let's
these
do it.
together. Let's.
All right, so show us how this works.
I prefer to do this on the wall.
Okay.
I don't know why.
No, it makes sense.
Okay, so now we've got the 2 units. You can see how they're going to line up. Sometimes when you're paper piecing, like you can look at it and see, well, it's not. Just trust it. It just looks like it's not going to line up. Well,
trust the process.
So just trust the process. And so these sew lines that we're going to do to put it together, this one will run off in that angle right there. And so that's kind of where I start. So I'll kind of put it there. And then, especially with these thinner papers, you can just bend back. Let's see. And just line that up. See? Can we see?
Let me actually get the people to zoom in on that real quick. So give me just a second. I'm
Okay.
gonna take the rite of passage.
Okay. Is that what we still call it on the way out? Yeah, why not?
I guess.
Why not? What else would we call it?
And then I will reposition you so they can get a good up close and personal.
Okay.
So bear with me just a moment.
Oh.
All right, you are right there. Let me zoom out just there. I probably did too much. There we go. Okay.
Okay. So you can see when I just kind of use my finger to fold back right there. You can use the card to fold back there. I don't know why I just now thought of that. Like just right here live, that's what we get. But you can see then how those seams kind of line up. And then these over here.
So if you have a seam that may be a little tricky or a little ornery, we would say, you can also take your pen before she does her glue trick that we've got and go right through your point here on the top and then check it on the other side and see if those points line up. And if they don't, then you can finagle that and get that pen exactly where you need it before you use this next trick that we've got here.
Okay, let me make sure that, I can't move it.
No, you're fine. You're good right there.
Okay, so when I've got that like that, I will just put just a little dab of that glue.
In that 1/4 inch.
Just like right in, yeah, you want to keep it in the 1/4 inch, but you already got your finger there holding back the paper, so that works really well. And then you're just gonna like give it a little heat set. And then I have gotten where I just put a little clip there and let it cool off. So I'm going to do the same thing over here.
And will you show them that point thing one more time? That we had a code on the screen that was taking up some of their spacing there. So when she's got that folded over, you've got that nice perfect point right there. If you have some points that are giving you some problems, you can use a pin right through the top point, pin it into your wool mat, and that way you can pick that up and look on it. Look at that. That one's perfect. But if you need to finagle it a little bit, that's your good visual to do it right then and there. Yeah.
And so then we'll take this one and I'll just put a spot on each side. Is that how you've been doing it? Just a
spot on each side. Yeah.
And then just give it just a second with the heat. And then, like I said, for me, I just keep that on there and just kind of let it lie for a minute. Okay. You can also, if you're going to use the glue method, I've also started putting just like 1 or 2 here.
It's so nice for especially those longer pieces. I mean, why not? You've got the little glue. It's got the perfect little needle to get in there and grab it. You might as well.
I don't want to burn you.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
It'll only happen once. I'll stay out of your way. Little glue there. Again, that's that Roxanne glue base that available on our website, lindas.com.
And just give it just a second to cool. And then I'm going to let you take that.
Do I get to do this?
Yes, you get to do it.
Oh, my gosh.
See the excitement? This is what we're going for.
All right. And then, one thing. We got to go back overhead. One thing. She did mention this, but we just want to reiterate. You're starting here with your stitching.
Right.
Instead of starting here, we're going here all the way down to there.
Yeah. And when I'm sewing with this, I always make sure my needle is down when I'm starting, and you just nestle that needle right in there and you're good to go. Oh, I'm sorry. Right in here. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, then that's what I will do real quick.
Okay.
I will do. Oh gosh, I'm so excited.
So he's about to do a full color. Just to give you an idea, this is the whole thing in the bag that it comes in. But just to give you an idea, this is doable. We can do this, right?
We can easily do this as long as you've got
bobbin
thread.
Bobbin thread is very important. We didn't have that on the list of must
We didn't have that thing on the list.
That's where it went wrong for us.
Oh no, I've got bobbin thread. I guess I just didn't pull it up right. You know what? It's fine. We were doing wonderful.
Fine. This is what happens with live. You don't.
We just work with it.
You just go with it.
Well, it happens at home too, I'm sure.
Yes, it does.
All right.
I was doing mine yesterday. You know, once you've had your machine a while, you like know the sound it's gonna make, and I'm like, that sound is unsavory. I don't know what's happening, so I took it off.
Yeah.
Here's when you're paper piecing, just because we've got a little extra time here. When you're paper piecing, remember you're still working with thread and fabric, and so if you don't clean out under your bobbin, you will be slightly horrified of what you'll find, and then apparently admit it on a live stream the next day.
Okay, hold on. Hold, please.
Just hold. Just wait.
I promise I know how to sew. Maybe. Oh, pro tip.
Pro tip.
The thread has to be in the needle.
Correct.
Got it.
Yes, it also helps if the machine is plugged in. Never done that. I'm like, what's wrong with my machine? It's gotta go into the wall.
Pro tip.
Yes, we're gonna need to thread the needle first. Why didn't I start with that?
I don't know. All right, we'll go back overhead while I do this.
Okay.
And if you just want to show them one more time what the pattern looks like. Oh, I am zoomed in.
Just hold it up. Go back to one, hit one.
Hit one.
And then just show this way.
There you go.
I'm learning all kinds of things. So another thing is, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but if you're just grabbing on, I use the newspaper print so that it's easier to tear off. It manages really well, except for this. And I used a thicker paper. This is thicker than printer paper. And the reason I did that is if you're paper piecing some bigger project, you can use this as your fold card.
Ah! I was wondering why that was thicker.
I was very excited when that idea came to fruition. So.
All right, I've got the needle threaded.
Machine is on.
Machine is on.
We know how to cut the
bobbin
thread.
is in.
Oh, I just hit the microphone. We may or may not be standing in the right place, but it's going. And despite all of that,
everything is
despite
fine.
all of that,
Okay, are you ready to see this?
I'm not.
Are you ready?
The people aren't ready.
Are they ready for the points?
No,
Look.
Yeah.
You can't beat this.
No.
Paper piecing.
it just works.
It's the best.
It is.
It is the absolute best.
Okay, so now when we do
This looks
this,
so good.
you want to go ahead and pull the papers off the seam only.
Oh,
you don't want to
okay.
pull everything because the way we've cut, everything's on the bias.
Okay.
It's all on the bias. So the paper keeps that stable until you get it all together.
Okay.
But if you keep these papers in the 1/4 inch seam, it's gonna be a real pain
Yeah,
to get out at the end.
you're doing great.
Okay.
So you're just pulling those
Yeah,
out.
so you fold it back and look at this. It's
That newsprint.
nothing. Yeah.
And then having that tighter stitch.
I just wanted to even have to do it.
Well, I did go through that about 43 times with my non-threaded.
You know, that's
needle.
actually a good tip. I do that sometimes.
I'm not
on
giving.
purpose?
I'm not giving that pro tip out to the people.
Oh, it perforates it more.
Well, yeah, okay.
We did it on purpose. Everything's fine. Okay,
So
so
we can show
then
that full
are we?
piece.
Are we?
We're over top. I'm sorry. We're in front.
Okay, so just smile. Okay, so then we have sections E and
Oh
F.
yeah.
Okay, maybe we can go.
We can.
overhead.
We just gotta be mindful.
We got to be
There we go. Right there, because I have that zoom really far.
okay.
There
So
you go.
you'll see that we have E and F here, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the pattern, you'll go to it.
You're good.
And we're going to combine E and F. That's what we just did. And we're going to iron towards E.
Got it.
Once we do that, now this is section EF. So all the sections, it just does the span of letters that you have in there.
Cool.
So it'll just keep expanding.
So we're gonna iron
So-
towards E.
We're going to iron towards E.
So what I'm gonna do, and this was a tip that Brooke taught me, is I want to see E. I
Mhm.
want to flip this over. I want to see E, and then I'm gonna grab my iron.
If you go just real quick over the top of it,
Right
that
here?
kind of sets that thread in and helps it lay flatter as well.
While I'm doing this, we do have a question on YouTube. Someone would like to know the size of this one because they see the one behind us and it's much larger, and they said this looks a little small.
You are correct. This is a 20-inch. Back up.
Yep.
So
So
this is what this one is, and it is, as you can tell, it's even done with the same fabric as the one behind me because I love grunge. It can't be helped. So this one is what's happening today.
Okay.
This one is in the final stages of testing, and we're going to let it go in a couple of weeks.
Hopefully, yeah. Once testing works out, you do want to make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter at lindas.com, because we will send out an email blast whenever it becomes available. But look at the piece. It's perfect. And that was so much fun.
And it didn't take that much time.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so I took the liberty of doing this one last night.
Okay.
This is ENF's friend, H.
Oh, GH. Cute.
Okay,
so we're going to look at the thing.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to make the rite of passage.
Okay.
Because we need to do a zoom out so we can get the idea that you're going for here. It's okay.
I got it.
Fine. We're good. All right, there you go.
Okay, so we talked earlier about these little graphs that I have on the cutting papers. Those are if you're looking at the top, like what we're looking at back here. In the instructions, and I specifically said this is the paper side. And you can just see how it goes, A, B, C, D, F, G. It goes down one side and then goes down the other. So now we've got EF. Here we go. And then GH.
Cool.
Okay. So then I always like to start with the one that has more intersections instead of starting from this side. Kind of like to go this side.
Yeah.
This is where the glue.
Yeah.
This
is where it comes in handy.
When you're joining things together.
Yeah.
And you do the same thing like what we just did. We'll just line those up. These are easier to line up because they're kind of on the same diagonal. So you can just watch that line go up. And then just kind of fold back and make sure that's where we want to be. And then you'll just do that drop of glue.
All the way down.
Go all the way down.
And then you're going to sew that. And then you're going to pull your papers.
Correct.
And then press towards whatever the instructions tell you.
Right. So it'll say do EF. Yeah. Plus GH, and it tells us to iron towards EF. The reason I did that is so we're kind of distributing the fabric there, so it doesn't get. The only place where it gets a little thick is in the center, obviously.
Yeah.
But this really helps manage that, and so that's why I included them in here. But it just tells you now you're going to iron towards EF, and so you can either keep EF up and do this, or you can like literally just iron towards
however you want to do it.
However you want to do it.
However you want to do it.
Yes.
Well, Brooke, I want to say, as your bestie, I want to say congratulations.
Thank
I am
you.
super proud of you. Again, this pattern is called Startup. It is exclusively available here at lindas.com. So you definitely want to hop over to the website and grab that. I will throw up the QR code one more time so you can see that. So that's going to be right there. Oh, yes. So it is right now currently available in a, do I have it in the right, is that the right color order, Brooke? Yes. Is right now currently available in a 20 by 20 size. And then make sure you are signed up for our newsletter so you can stay up to date when it goes, there it goes, when the 60 by 60 becomes available. So there's multiple different options. You can see how different fabrics, there we go, how different fabrics, you can see so many different pieces of how this comes together. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be working with y'all.
I have a cool reaction for you. So we've got fireworks for your first pattern.
Thank you so much. I'm
super duper excited. Again, all of them, this is available at lindas.com. So definitely place your order so we can get those rolling in.
Yes.
And hearts to everyone that watched us. Thank you so much. Hopefully it should throw them naturally. Oh, there it goes. It should throw them naturally. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you tune in to Stream and Shop at 3 p.m. so you can learn more about the KISS system that we are announcing here at Lindas.
I can't wait to see that.
Alrighty, Brooke, thanks for being here.
Thank you.